A very good morning, student. This is a short video on the muscle of shoulder. These muscles, there are many muscles in shoulder, but the most important from the point of view of the examination also and viva is the deltoid muscle. Deltoid muscle is the muscle which forms the roundness of our shoulder, and this muscle is having the origin from the two bones, clavicle and that of the scapula, in three different parts. Though the bones are two, but the origin is in three different parts. Now this muscle takes origin from the lateral 1/3 anterior border and is very close to that of the superior surface. So the lateral 1/3 anterior border, lateral 1/3 of the clavicle from its anterior border and little margin of the superior surface gives origin to the clavicular fibers of the deltoid. Then the second part of the deltoid takes origin from the lateral border of the acromion process. This is the acromion process of the scapula and it is its lateral border where it takes origin with the multiple septa, intermuscular septa. Thus this part of the muscle, intermediate part, is the multipinnate muscle. Then the posterior part of the muscle takes origin from the lower lip or the lower border of the spine of the scapula. This is the spine and it is its lower lip. It goes right up to the lateral medial most end. So this is that lip which gives also origin to that of the deltoid. So there is a large origin, extended origin of the deltoid muscle, and after origin then it comes and gets attached onto the lateral side of the humerus in the middle of the shaft where there is a V-shaped ridge or the tuberosity is present. Deltoid tubercle or tuberosity you can call it, where it is the attachment of the strong tendon of the deltoid. Thus we will learn about the deltoid into following head. Origin, as I said that origin is in three different parts. So we will come to the origin first. And origin is first the clavicular head, and the clavicular head is taking origin from the anterior border of the lateral 1/3 of the clavicle like this, and its anterior border is coming towards the middle of the humerus this is the anterior border of the deltoid. All the fibers which are taking origin from the lateral 1/3 of the clavicle, they are straight and they are unipinnate fibers. You must be knowing about the unipinnate. At its the lower end it becomes the tendinous. Similarly the fibers which are taking origin from the posterior part, that is from the lower lip of the spine of the scapula, they will go forwards as well as laterally, and these fibers, they are also the unipinnate fibers. So both clavicular fibers and the spine of the scapular fibers, both are the unipinnate fibers. But the intermediate fibers, which takes origin from the lateral margin of the acromion process here, they are multipinnate. That means these are the short fibers which takes origin and then they go and insert onto the intermuscular septa here. They are short fibers like that. And these fibers, they just go and get attachment to the intermuscular septa. Thus this head is called as the multipinnate head. And they consist of multiple fibers. Multiple fibers. That's why these muscles fibers, though they are short in the length, but they are multiple, and that's why this part of the muscle is very strong. So the intermediate fibers of deltoid are very strong, and then it forms a strong tendon which goes and get attached onto the lateral side of the humerus about its middle. So this is the insertion of the deltoid muscle. Let us come to this completes the insertion. So we have completed the origin and insertion of the deltoid muscle. Let us come to its nerve supply. The nerve supply of the muscle is by the axillary nerve, which is from the posterior cord of the brachial plexus, and its root value is C5 and C6. Then coming to the action of the muscle, the three different heads of the origin will have the different action. For example, these are the fibers from clavicle, and let us see the direction of these fibers. They are coming from clavicle to that of the middle of the humerus. So when they will contract, they will pull the humerus upward and in front of the chest. This action is called as the flexion at the shoulder joint, because this is the extension, this is the flexion. And then posterior unipinnate fibers, which are taking origin from the lower lip of the spine of the scapula, they will pull the humerus, okay, backward like this, and this action is the extension of the at the shoulder joint. Okay, beside this flexion and the extension which is performed by these two unipinnate muscle, there is another movement, and that movement is that since these fibers are coming from medial to the lateral side, when it will contract the anterior fibers clavicular, it will rotate the humerus also towards the medial side, means towards the median plane. So this is called as the medial rotation. So there are two actions of the clavicular head. One is the flexion or at the shoulder joint, and another is the medial rotation of the arm. Similarly, the posterior fibers unipinnate, they will produce the extension, okay, as well as lateral rotation, because they will rotate the humerus towards the lateral side. Okay, so it is the medial rotation and the lateral. But the fibers which are taking origin from the lateral margin of the acromion process here, these fibers which I said are multipinnate fibers, very strong fiber, they are having the action of lifting the humerus upward. Though the beginning of this movement, abduction, is with that of the supraspinatus, first 15 degree, but from 15 to the 19 degree, lifting of the humerus, that is called as the abduction movement of the shoulder joint, is because of the deltoid. So deltoid is very powerful abductor of the shoulder joint. Okay, so this is an important action of the muscle, that is the abduction of the at the shoulder joint. So these are the action of the movement. In the next video I will tell you about the nerve supply and some of the relations of the shoulder joint.